Hey everyone, Brendan Snyder here. How are you? Thanks so much for joining me and welcome to a special review for the brand new Michael Schenker Group, Don't Sell Your Soul. Former Scorpions and UFO guitarist Michael Schenker releasing his 13th studio album under the banner of MSG, or at least Michael Schenker Group, because Macaulay Schenker also used that banner. But 13th studio album for Michael Schenker Group, but 47th studio album overall. So, I mean, this guy's got a ton of releases under his name. We're going to talk about this one here that just came out on Friday, October 3rd of 2025. I'm going to get into it, do a full review and breakdown of this album in just a bit. But before we start, if you're new to my channel and haven't already hit the subscribe button, please do. Also leave a comment, hit like, all those things do help support my channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. And of course, as an added bonus, by turning on notifications, you'll never miss an episode and stay up to date on really cool things like this, where I'm talking about the brand new Michael Schenker Group, Don't Sell Your Soul album. So, Michael Schenker, we know the history of him having spent time in both Scorpions and UFO throughout the 70s. He then forms his own group, Michael Schenker Group, MSG, releasing their self-titled album in 1980. And while the initial run of the band was more of a group effort, fairly stable lineup throughout the early 80s, following their breakup in 1983, when the band would later reform, it would become pretty much a vehicle for Michael Schenker and have a revolving door of members. For the most part, each of the albums, though, had a single singer on them, though, with the exception of Tales of Rock and Roll in 2006, which was a 25th anniversary album that he was putting out. And so it had various guests on it and all to celebrate that time. But starting with the latest run of MSG albums, in particular, Immortal in 2021, and then Universal in 2022. And of course, now we've got this one here with Don't Sell Your Soul. These all have a multitude of different singers on them. And so it's pretty similar to what he was doing with Michael Schenker Fest, having various singers from the Michael Schenker Group lineup join in. And that's kind of what we have going on with this here. So 13th studio album under the MSG banner, as I said, not counting the Macaulay Schenker Group, which is still MSG, but 47th studio album overall, counting all his different projects. And boy, has he had a lot of them. One of my favorites being Contraband. If you're not familiar with that one, it was a great project that he did. This new album has 11 tracks on it and clocks in at 43 minutes. So the lineup for this, of course, we've got Michael Schenker on guitar, who's been in the lineup since 79. We've got Steve Mann on keyboards, who joined in 86. That would be the Macaulay Schenker era of the group. Bodo Schaaf on drums, also 1986. Berend Cobois on bass, 2021 he joins, and then Eric Gronwall on vocals, joining 2025, coming from the band Heat and just having left Skid Row. Now, not sure why Eric is listed as being part of the band, considering he only sings on 6 out of the 11 songs, and then even partway through the European tour, he has had to step down and another singer came in and helped out. Guest vocalist for this, though, on the other 5 songs, Robin McAuley from Macaulay Schenker Group sings on 2 of the songs. We have Michael Voss, who comes from Mad Max, and also Michael Schenker's Temple of Rock project. He was the singer for that. He's on 2 songs. And then we have Roberto Lapicus from Mystic Prophecy singing on 1 of the songs. So in all, 4 vocalists are singing on this new MSG album, Don't Sell Your Soul. The album has what I would consider to be, though, the most consistent sound of any of these last few, including these 2. So really, all 3 of these together, I think this one here has the most consistent sound, from those albums on it. Immortal in 2021, that one just didn't feel like a band effort. I guess the variety of singers on it really came across as something different for me. Universal in 2022 was a much more solid and more consistent effort, but now with Don't Sell Your Soul in 2025, I think musically, stylistically, and vocally has the most consistency, and was one of the best albums I think that Michael Schenker has done in a really long time. But the whole album sounds like Michael Schenker and what you would expect from him. I think it has some of his best playing in years, and I just found myself returning and starting the album over. So I listened to this album several times in a row, right from the get-go. It's just that good of an album to my ears. And the songs that are on it, they all grabbed and pulled me in, but with each successive listen, I found myself enjoying those songs more and more. You know, some albums you listen to, you play, and after you've heard it once or twice, you kind of feel like you already know it. Whereas with this, I wanted to hear it again and again. So there's a lot going on and a lot that has kept me interested while listening to it. But let's go ahead and talk about some of the standout tracks on here. Track 1, Don't Sell Your Soul, the title track from it. That one is sung by Eric Gronwald. It was the first single. I think it's a great album opener. It's got all the classic hallmarks that you would expect from Michael Schenker. It's got lots of great guitar melody in it. The thing is, if I hadn't read that Eric Gronwald was the singer on it, I don't know that I would have known that it was him, as he's singing in a different style than I'm typically used to hearing his vocal style. But the thing is, he actually sounds more like a Michael Schenker Group singer and what I would expect from that. So interesting that Eric Gronwald having these different vocal styles that he can sing within. So what I kind of mean by that is he sings more in a lower register than some of those higher registers that he did for Skid Row or the band Heat. But all in all, very good and definitely enjoying that song. Track 3, Eyes of the Storm. This one is sung by Robin McAuley. This one here takes me right back to when he was fronting the Michael Schenker Group. I can't believe how good Robin's vocals are this far into the game. He's certainly been that way on everything else that he's been doing. When he came back for Michael Schenker Fest, I said the same thing. His recent solo albums and the supergroup project Black Swan, but all of that stuff, and again, hearing him here, just absolutely fantastic, which all leads me to continue to hope and dream that one day we might get a Michael and Robin album together. Whether they do it as Michael Schenker or they do it as Michael Schenker Group, I don't care, but I would just love an entire album where Robin is at the helm. All right, track 4, Janie the Fox, sung by Michael Voss. I've always felt his vocals fit the Michael Schenker Group really well as also. It definitely fits Michael's guitar style and playing, certainly on this song here, and glad to have him doing 2 additional tracks on here, especially since we last heard him with the Temple of Rock project. Track 5, I Can't Stand Waiting, sung by Eric Gronwald. Also, this was the second single that was released, and just a great song. May even be better than the first single and title track that was released. It's very classic guitar-sounding riff from Michael on here, and again, all the hallmarks that you'd expect from MSG. This one here has Eric singing a little bit more, sounding like himself, but still in that lower register that, again, I think is very fitting of the MSG sound. And then track 6, Sign of the Times, sung by Michael Voss. Also, the opening verse is sung over a sort of sparse melodic guitar riff before it kicks in with the rest of the band joining in, making for a cool sort of building effect style in the song, and a overall unique sounding song too on the album, which I think helps give this album some good peaks and valleys. All right, so let's take a look at this. We've got the front cover here, but as I want to point out, if you take a look here at the digital version of this, different album cover. This is more of a zoomed in style than the full album cover that shows all of this, plus saying, "Don't Sell Your Soul" on that, whereas we don't get that title anywhere on here. It's on the side, but it's not on the face, so I'm not really sure why the CD has this sort of zoomed in appearance, although I have to say, I actually like this better than the digital album version of cover of it. But so here's the front cover of it. I flipped it over briefly. I'll show you the back now. We get all the track listing, and I think it's a very interesting way they chose to do that. So we do have a digipack style release with the booklet here, giving us the title, the only place, in fact, it says the title like that. And if I can pop the disc out, it is a little tight. It is just red on the other side. So no picture there, but we do get that. All right, we've got the booklet here, so we get the title again there. And then we get lyrics in here, but it doesn't say who is performing or doing what with each of the songs. That doesn't happen until you get closer to the end of this, and then you get that information here. So great picture there of Michael and one on the back side, but that's it for photos. We don't actually see anyone else in the group, which is a little bit of a bummer. Sometimes that tells me that the album was recorded separately with people in different locations and they didn't actually come together. Don't know if that's the case or not, but sometimes when we only get pictures of the main person in the group, that can be a factor as to why. But there you go. That is what the album at least looks like. So bottom line, I really enjoyed Michael returning to the MSG banner. I had enjoyed very much these two albums here. But the previous projects that he'd done, Temple of Rock and Michael Schenker Fest, didn't quite do it for me as much as the Michael Schenker Group banner, or at least the albums he's releasing under those banners. So whether it's that he's doing more of that traditional style guitar playing or not, it definitely sounds better to my ears at least. And this release here definitely doing that as well. So on the new album, we've got 4 great singers on it who I think all fit the traditional sound of the Michael Schenker Group style, vocally, stylistically, all of that sort of stuff. This here makes for one of the best sounding albums in terms of who's on it singing, the performances, and I definitely think one of the most consistent ones as well. And I think it's amazing that after more than 53 years that Michael Schenker has been a recording artist since first performing with the Scorpions on their debut album in 1972, Lonesome Crow. I can't believe how amazing this new album is. The lead work that's on it, the song structure, the style of it, the writing, all that sort of stuff. It's a breath of fresh air to get an album this good that far into the career with this many classic hallmarks of the Michael Schenker Group sound and Michael Schenker style guitar playing. Highly recommend you checking it out for all UFO and MSG fans. And there you go. That is my review for the brand new Michael Schenker Group Don't Sell Your Soul album. If you've checked the album out, let me know your thoughts on it, your take on him having multiple singers on these recent MSG albums. Do you like that? Would you prefer him to go back to the single singer way that a group usually is? But all in all, we got a lot of great songs and performers on this one, making for a very good album regardless. And there you go. Hope you enjoyed it. Weigh in, let me know. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.